Before traveling overseas, the default for most of us is go to a money changer here in Singapore near our neighborhood or to the best one available, which is at Raffles Place, to get our change currency to the country that we're traveling to. But what if there's a way where you can actually get more for the dollar that you're exchanging close to what you see on Google, and it's not with money changers? If not, how are they going to earn and survive here in Singapore, right? So today's video, I'm going to share with you my strategy to get the most out of the dollar that I'll be changing to the country that I'm moving to, which is South Korea. So let's dive straight into today's video. Let's go. Places like Thailand, Japan, Vietnam, even Taiwan, they are still pretty much cash reliant, and even in Korea, in some traditional markets, they only accept cash. So it's inevitable that we do still need to bring some cash abroad with us. The question is, should you be changing here in Singapore or just go to a foreign ATM once you've arrived at the airport to withdraw some cash? How do you actually determine that? In my very own opinion, I think that withdrawing overseas at a foreign ATM is much better than changing money in advance before you go, because money changers here in Singapore, how they actually earn money is based on the difference in rates they are offering you. If you want to get rates that are close to what you see on Google, then you need to use multi-currency cards like Utrip, Trust, Wise, Revolut, Instagram, etc. I'll share with you a little bit more, but there is also other pros when you want to withdraw money overseas. Number one, it saves you the time that you need to go down to a specific money changer like the one at Raffles Place, offering you very good rates. And number two, it saves you on public transportation fare. If you're driving, then it saves you on the petrol. Using these things that you're saving on time, which you can't value because time you technically can't buy back once it has gone. The money that you spend for public transportation, going to the money changer, petrol that you're saving on, is used to pay for the foreign ATM withdrawal fees if they do charge you. In addition to saving on time and also money, you are also possibly getting better exchange rate as compared to the money changers here in Singapore. So this is just my theory. In a way, I've tested it out when I was withdrawing overseas previously when I was on my mini retirement. If you do not know what I'm talking about, I took a 6 months break remote working and I considered it as my mini retirement. If you do not know what that was all about, link up above and down below. I talked about the gains and the sacrifices as well. On the flip side, if the rates go down, there is your con. You're changing at the current foreign currency exchange rate. What platforms can you use to get the best rates possible? I only have 4 on my list. I've compared between a few others. I do have a video talking about that. I'll link up above and down below. But the 4 platforms that I'm going to talk about today is Trust, Utrip, Wise, and also Instagram. They all have their own use case. I'll share with you some more later on. Withdrawal fees that you will incur. For Trust Bank debit card, it is ranked number 1 because there is no cap to how much you can withdraw. They don't charge you any fees at all. The only fees that you could possibly incur is the foreign ATM withdrawal fees that the other banks will charge you. It is not charged by Trust Bank. It is charged by the foreign ATMs that you are going to withdraw at. Number 2 is Utrip debit card. They are giving you free withdrawals for up to $400 in a calendar month. Anything above the $400, it's a 2% fee. For Wise, they are giving you free withdrawals for up to SGD $350. Anything above and beyond the $350, it is a flat fee of $1.50 plus 1.75% of the amount that you've withdrawn. Amaze is charging you a flat fee of 2%. This is ranked in accordance to which one would I use first. Number 1 would be Trust. Number 2 is Utrip. Number 3 is Wise, and lastly it will be Instagram. The example that I have when I've used it overseas previously when I was in Korea, 30th October 2022, I was in Jeju and I used Utrip to withdraw. Back then they only charged a flat rate of $5 fee and the withdrawn amount was 800,000 Korean won. The rate was at 1,000 Korean won for 1 SGD. Google rates for that day on 30th of October, it was 1,007.157. It wasn't in my mind to go and check Cash Changer. Cash Changer is just a platform where you can check in advance which area, which money changer here in Singapore gives you the best rate. So on that day itself, I didn't check for 30th October. Thereafter, in 2023 January, I withdrew using Trust Bank's debit card and I was charged a foreign ATM fee of 3,500 Korean won. The withdrawn amount was 303,500 Korean won. The rate that I've gotten was 932.15. Cash Changer, the time that I've actually checked was a bit different. It's not exactly apple to apple comparison. I should have checked it at 10:15 9:52 a.m. the time that I withdrew the amount. Google rates for the day, it was 937.4131. So it is pretty close to what you see on Google. The only fee that I was paying was the foreign ATM withdrawal fee, which was 3,500 Korean won, roughly about 360, 370 SGD. As you can see, the rates that you're getting is pretty close to what you see on Google. The only fees that you're incurring is the foreign ATM withdrawal fee. So why not use a multi-currency card like Trust Bank overseas and withdraw there? And you could save on the time that you take to travel down to a money changer here in Singapore to change your money, and also the transport fare. Your transport fare is used to pay for the foreign ATM withdrawal fee if they do charge you. Having said all this, use Trust Bank or YouTrip to actually withdraw overseas because of their free ATM withdrawal fees. For Trust Bank, it's unlimited, no cap. If you want to compare, one is using Visa, another is using MasterCard. Another main difference between Trust Bank's debit card and also YouTrip is that with Trust Bank's debit card, their savings account, you can transfer back to your main savings account, let's say UOB1. But with YouTrip, because it is a prepaid wallet, you are topping up to their platform, you can't withdraw this amount back to your savings account. You can only either spend it overseas, withdraw the money overseas in a foreign currency, if not, send it to another YouTrip user. Trust Bank and YouTrip is my go-to. I talk a lot about this tool on my channel. I do have dedicated playlists, I'll link up above and down below, of how I use this tool to my advantage whenever I'm traveling. If you do not know what is Trust Bank, they're basically a partnership with FairPrice and also Standard Chartered Bank. They do have a savings account that is giving you up to 2.5% interest, a base interest of 1.5% for their savings account. No requirements at all, just put your money there and you'll be earning 1.5%. If you make 5 transactions in a single month, you will get 2%. And if you're an NTUC FairPrice Union member, you'll be getting 2.5%. So this is their savings account, and their one card will give you either the debit function or the credit card function. For ATM withdrawal overseas, I'm always using the debit card function. Whenever I'm spending using the card itself, I will use the credit card function. And you might ask me, why do I use credit card overseas? Basically because I'm delaying the payment. The more time my money sits in the bank, I can still earn the 5% interest on UOB1 savings account on an amount of $100,000 in savings. In addition to that, the perk that you're getting is that you will be able to earn link point rebates even on your overseas expenditure. When you're spending overseas at restaurants or you're dining elsewhere, you're shopping, you're still earning link point rebates, and that is some form of cashback. So if you go to NTUC, you can then use the link points to actually deduct whatever payment that you need to make. That is what I absolutely love about Trust Bank. Number one, they give really good rates as compared to other multi-currency cards available out there. YouTrip rates and Trust Bank rates are very comparable, so I use them interchangeably, and they do give you coupons, things like KFC, Keith Cafe. Put a screenshot over here, a screen recording of all the vouchers that they're offering on their platform. Trust Bank is honestly, what's not to like when there's so much perks available for you to use? If you still do not hold Trust Bank's debit or credit card, sign up using my referral code over here and you'll get $35 in NTUC vouchers once you make your first transaction. This is my overall strategy when it comes to the cash that I'll be using abroad. I won't be changing here at a money changer, but I'll only be using a foreign ATM in Jeju to withdraw money when I reach Jeju in September. Where does Wise come into play for all of this? I did mention Wise and Instagram over here. So Instagram is what you can use to pair with cards like UOB Ladies or City Rewards to earn you either 6 miles per dollar or 4 miles per dollar, whichever cards that you're using. However, the foreign currency spread is a little wider. This is not talking about cash anymore. It is about using the card overseas, where you still could possibly get better rates as compared to using the card directly overseas. Instagram is just a platform for you to pair your credit cards to earn you rewards, either cashback or miles, whichever card that you're using, but it does have to be a MasterCard. You can't use a Visa card to pair with Instagram. I'm using either UOB Ladies or City Rewards to pair with Instagram, and if I want to clock in miles for certain bigger transactions, I can do so using these cards. Where does Wise come into play for all of this? It is for stored currency on the app. If I do want to lock in the rates in advance, take for example YouTrip platform, they support a currency like Japanese yen, which I have used their platform to actually change in advance to lock in the rates. Japanese yen actually hit an all-time high of 107 yen a few days ago, and I took advantage of that to lock in the rates because I'll be traveling there in November. I could possibly lose out if Japanese yen decides to shoot up to 120 yen by the time I travel. It is just like investment. You buy at a current point in time. You don't know whether the price will go up or go down. It could go both ways, but there's no harm locking in the rates in advance. It could go downwards. Take for example, previously when I was in Korea, the rates was like 1,000 Korean won to 1 SGD. Right now it's at 970. If you go to a money changer, you're only getting 960 is 60 Korean won to 1 SGD. What I use Wise for, because Korean won is supported on their platform, even though converting currency, they do charge you a fee, you technically do get rates better than what you see in a local money exchanger here in Singapore. Korea is a country that widely accepts the use of credit cards. Card payments are widely accepted there, except for traditional markets, you do still have to pay in cash. I want to change in advance some Korean won on Wise platform. So exchange rate over here, if you take a look at this screen recording, I'll just show you. Let's take for example 1 million Korean won, which is roughly about 1,000 SGD. This is the rates that I'll be incurring. So in total, if I take 1 million Korean won and I need to pay $1,034.60, the rate that I'm getting is 966.55. And if I go to Cash Changer and I take a look at what is the rates currently being offered, North Point's Money Changer right now offers the highest exchange rate at 965 Korean won per 1 SGD. This is how I actually check and compare, and because Korea is a country, like I mentioned, they do accept card payments, I can change using Wise platform, keep the money there and just use the Wise card when I'm there in Korea. On certain days, depending on when you change, there can be a big significant difference. This is how I'm using Wise platform. If the currency is supported there and I compare with the current rates in the money exchanger, if it's to my advantage, then I will change in advance on Wise. So this is all for today's video. I hope this video is helpful and beneficial for all of you. I do have a video coming up talking about how I'm actually planning my finances for my move abroad to Korea for the next few months, close to half a year. I'll share with you guys a little more. And if you have found this video useful, leave it down in the comment section below. If you want to contact me directly, go to Instagram. I reply to all of my messages. Have a great week ahead as always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.